This is the 31st Lap Podcast, recorded live in the studios of FingerLakes1.com in downtown Seneca Falls, New York. And now, your hosts, Rich Post, John Bonis, Mike Mallet, and Chris Marquardt.
No Rich.
No, Rich. He's
Not
on
this
vacation.
time.
He's on vacation.
He's missing again.
On vacation. That's one way of putting it. We're ready. We're back.
We're here.
Welcome to the 31st Lap. Good evening. I am Chris Marquardt. Joining me in studio tonight is the one, the only Mike Mallet, along with John Bonis. We're coming to you live from the lavish FingerLakes1.com studios in downtown Seneca Falls. Thanks so much for joining us. Glad to have you back. We're streaming live on FingerLakes1.com. Follow the links to see the show as it happens. This is, of course, the 31st Lap, covering all brands of racing in and around the Finger Lakes region. We've got a huge show, busy show, action-packed show, a show full of winners, people that have become significantly richer in the last couple of weeks. We've got Jeff Strunk, $50,000 taken home after he won the Freedom 76. Jeff Hockman, Joe Skotnicki, both going to be joining us a little bit later on. And, of course, we're going to catch up with Jimmy Phelps, who won the modified portion of the Mohawk weekend, but an embattled story follows with that. We've got trivia, we've got tickets, all this and more. Can't wait to
and don't forget,
get into this.
Second place finisher at the Sixer, Bobby Varin.
Yeah.
That's right.
And making his return to Super Dirt Week with the 00 ride.
Silver brake car.
So that is just pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. We got a lot of good interviews lined up tonight.
Yeah,
so.
it's a busy
It's
show.
Love it.
busy.
I do have one thing before we get started. Watching the intro, because Mike and I now we have our own monitor to watch. We can actually see the beginning of the show
it's
now
nice.
with all those quick shots of those photos going through. I don't see any photos of the 4-car down there at Grandview. Why?
Because
he hasn't been on the show.
All those pictures are people
that have been on. Yeah.
All right, just checking.
Yeah, and how good?
I want to see a picture of that car now.
I know you tried. How'd that go over?
I did try. That went over like a fart in church.
I love that phrase. Love that phrase.
I did bring it up, but
sometimes I think John has class he hasn't used yet.
He's trying. He tried. I'll give him credit for trying.
I brought it up after the race Saturday at Grandview.
That was probably not the best time to do that.
No, but it was my last shot. My last shot of probably even seeing him this year.
Yeah.
So I had to ask. I had to throw it out there.
Yep.
And
I wish I had the Price's Right horn. So
to be honest with you, this was the response when I asked him. I told him about the show, and then I asked him, and I told him how I had asked his daughter to ask him way back earlier in the summer as well. And this was the response. You hear that?
Yeah, crickets.
That was exactly what I heard. When I asked him, I go, "So what do you think? Can you do the show sometime?" That was exactly what I heard.
I love it. I love it.
I'm like, well, okay, I'll talk to you later.
The Sixer, that was a good time. I gotta say,
really was.
I had fun. I got there early. Went down.
You got there early.
Oh, you were there you were a week ahead of time. I went down Friday. Well, I went to I-88 Friday night and watched Mike Clapperton win spectacular race, him and Mitch Gibbs. And then Saturday, we got to the track. I hung out with Brett, stayed with Brett Dale. We got to the track at like 11 o'clock, and it was just all day hangout, man. It was fun.
It was Thursday night and Friday night, and then all day Saturday was complete chaos.
It was awesome
at that place.
It was, I'm happy I went because I was debating on what I was going to do. I had thought about going to Selinsgrove for the sprint cars.
No.
I'm just saying, hear me out here. And I'm going to say I'm glad I went because the modified race was awesome. It was a great race. It was a great race. So
very good show. They ran the show off. No screwing around.
Real
no
quick.
Delays.
Did a great job.
It was very good. Really, the only I don't even know how to put it. I don't want to say fiasco. The only trouble there really was the initial standing in line waiting to
watching
get in the
people.
gate.
I was waiting for people to kill each other.
For the people that had the pre-sale tickets, they opened the gate at 3, and then all the people who didn't already have tickets got in at 3:30. So the line trying to get in when they were ready to open the gate at 3
was
o'clock.
nuts.
Oh, they had to come out.
You had your blanket in line.
They came out and yelled at us like 3 times before they opened the gate because they started to open the gate, and everybody just started pushing.
Oh yeah,
and people were getting knocked over, and they just stopped. They closed the gate back up. So people, look, and they just yelled at us. If you can't go in an orderly fashion,
you know how I got around that? I paid the extra $10, bought a pit pass, and waited a half an hour.
Yeah. Well, but that's because you had people putting seats down.
Yeah, you saved me seats. I sat with you for a little while. I had some other friends save me seats.
But once that initial getting through the gate at 3:00 was over,
it was good.
The rest of
I mean, I didn't go into the stands.
The rest of the show went very smooth.
I didn't go into the stands about 5:30. I was hanging out with Jamie Weeknecht and the Club Wago gang, and
I want to.
That was fun with them. I love those guys. It's always good. It's those guys do a great job wherever they go with their party. The Wago juice and all that. And it's fun to hang out there and just sit around and see who's going to show up.
Yep.
I mean, at one point, Kenny Brightbill's standing there, and we're joking around with Kenny Brightbill.
Right.
And he was a guaranteed starter because he had if you had won the race in the past 25 years, you were a guaranteed starter. Yep. So he was in, and he was funny. He was funny. Just listen to him talk how he hadn't raced that much and everything else.
It's only his second race of the year.
Yeah, and he's been at Grandview every week though, helping his son out. So so that was cool to see Kenny Brightbill back in a race car. And that dude, he's just cool. He was a cool guy. So
legend.
Yep.
I do have to say, I'd want to give props out to the folks at Grandview Speedway. Thank you for putting that awesome event on. They did a great job. They busted, as you stated. Mm-hmm. My dad and I went out a week ago Friday, so we were out there for 8 days. Camping right on the grounds and watching them all week running around like chickens with their head cut off all week long, busting their ass, getting stuff ready. They made tons of improvements during the week. They did a ton of painting stairways in the grandstands, painting the handrails. They put up lights on the back of the grandstands. They put up lights around the pit area, inside the pit area. They put a lot of lights up. They just did a ton of improvements to get ready for that.
I don't really have much to knock them on for the night, other than the one porta potty I needed to use was full. Well, sorry about that, guys.
But they really did a great job.
I don't really know that was their fault.
No, I don't think no. I'm sure I had something to do with it, but
you had something to do with it.
Oh, dude, it was a long day.
It was a good. It was
fun.
Time.
It was fun.
I mean, we made a lot of friends camping out there and stuff.
Oh yeah, it was fun. I sat next to some guy that comes to Utica-Rome every week. And I look at him and go, apologize for the announcing.
That happens to you everywhere.
I know, but he's wearing a Utica-Rome hat.
And the thing is when you're at Utica-Rome, you find people from all over the country who come to Utica-Rome.
I know, it's awesome. So now I'm, going somewhere and they're coming. And I met some guy in front of me, Kevin. Told him, come to Utica, wave to me, say hi, and I'll say hi to you. He goes, I've never been up there. I'm like, well, you're missing out. So we'll see. But it was fun, and that's one of the.
Wait till next year now.
Yeah, that was one of the fun things you get to, Unfortunately, a couple weeks ago it rained down on Saturday, but that's that's the fun part about those big shows because again, you don't know who you're going to sit with, you don't know who you're going to meet, and race fans they always for the most part they like to have fun.
Yes.
So I had fun. I mean, I didn't. We were out. We had a good time Saturday night after the races. It was hanging out with everybody.
Sunday was a very long day.
Yeah, I was picking on. I ended up talking to Ryan Go Down for a little while, a guy that's been on the show, ran the 31st lap decal.
Yeah,
yes, it's funny. He looks at me, and I know Ryan a little bit, but he looks at me. He goes, "I got to tell you, Mallet." He goes, "I always thought you were just that guy with a megaphone that annoyed me that time at Eastern States by saying my name 500 times, because I kept doing the Ryan Go Down, that whole thing with the megaphone." Then I turn and I look, and I'm sitting on the front stretch at Utica-Rome, and who do I see with a microphone in his hand? You. I can't believe it. So that was kind of cool. And I hung out with him for a little while after the races. We hung out with the track owner, and it was fun. Jeff Strunk, he was there hanging out with us too, and celebrating that 50 Gs.
He was two-fisting when we first got to him.
Hey, if you had just won 50 Gs, you'd be two-fisting too.
Damn straight.
Yeah, he was having a good time.
Damn straight.
I got to meet Norm Hansel.
You couldn't wipe that smile off that dude's face.
Oh, I know. And it was a great race. I know we're talking about it because we'll end up talking about it again when we get to Jeff Strunk, and he'll be third here in the lineup. We got Joe Skotnicki from DIRTcar, and one of the things we're going to talk to Joe about, we'll change here a little bit, is Dirt giving home show-up points for the series race on Saturday for anybody that was there Friday, because they rained out the series race Friday night.
Right.
So they gave show-up points for Saturday. Some people are with Dirt and say they applaud them for the effort working with other people, and then other people are like, these guys support the series. Now you're taking points away from them, another point-paying show. And as the year comes to a close here, every race, every little bit of points helps. So it's a double-sided thing. We'll have, again, we'll have Joe on, and we'll talk to Joe, and he'll explain what went into making that decision to make it show up points. And then we'll talk to Jimmy Phelps, the guy that was affected a little bit by it, considering Jimmy had, he got the win on Saturday, in that Big Block Super Dirt Series race. Right. So it'll be interesting to see both perspectives, and that's what we like to do here. We always say that here on the show. We like to get varying perspectives and make sure we cover both sides of the argument. We argue enough amongst each other.
We usually fall somewhere between the two extremes, but it's never side by side.
No, it's always no. And it's fun. It's fun, and that's our goal here. We don't ever want to make anybody feel like we're not giving them their piece or their chance to say something.
I'm glad they did what they did.
Hey, I know. You and I talked about it on the way out. You like it, and I kind of understand both sides of it. And it's hard to be upset with Dirt when they're doing something. You want them to work with other people, and they're working with someone,
right?
And again, like I said, I can see both sides on this.
We as fans have bitched about DIRTcar, Dirt Motorsports, whatever names it's had over all these years. Never working with other races or race tracks. Mm-hmm. We have complained about that for so many years, and now they finally do it. Hey, I got to applaud them. Thank you.
I know. As a fan, you like that.
I loved it.
Yep.
I would like to see more of them working together like that.
I'd like to see a big block race there, pay $50,000 to win. That's what I'd like to see. Won't happen because you won't get 77 cars like we had.
Well, no.
But, really, what was the only things, the only controversy down there was Matt Shepard had to go through tech a couple of times to get the compression rate down.
Matt and Danny's cars.
Yeah, Danny had to change the rear end from
he had titanium axles and a locker rear end.
That's the rumor. I don't know if that's fact.
No, I don't know if it's fact either.
That's the rumor. That's the gossip going around the pit area. And not being working media.
I can tell you on Friday, the entire day, the car sat in front of the hauler with a cover over the top of it and no rear end in the car. It was
so they got there Friday. So they got there Friday night then.
They got there Thursday night.
So what they have?
They were the first one in the
Did
pits.
they have a car up at? Oh no, because he missed the series race, so it didn't matter. Was he at Mohawk?
He was at Mohawk. He time trialed.
Okay, so he had a different car.
So they had to take another.
They had a small block car. Well, they got two cars.
They were there like Thursday night.
Right, they have the big block and a small block. So that makes sense.
Because first thing Friday morning, the rear end was not in that car all day long, and that's because
did they go to DMI or something? Again, you walk around the pits. I didn't get the full story, so I'm not going to comment what the truth is. I know Shepard had to go through tech 3 times.
They
just had to change the head. Yeah, they changed the gasket. And the head gasket to ease the compression.
Okay.
It
came when they did.
I
was not
there.
It was too high.
Right. I was not there on the official capacity. I was there to have fun.
Right.
Pay to get into a race and just enjoy myself.
Absolutely.
Which I'm glad I did because I enjoyed myself sitting in the stands. I don't have to go in the pits and worry about talking to anybody afterwards. I did, but I didn't have to. We sat and we chatted with Bobby Varin for a while, and that was that was cool. We'll have him on later, and so I'm looking forward to this.
It was a good time had by all.
Yeah. You want to? Get a phone call here,
Mr. Skotnicki.
Yeah, and if you want, I'll do the winners. Chris, you want me to do that now? How's that work?
Yeah, just
since we'll do that,
mouse comes back to life and I can do something over.
Oh, your mouse froze up.
Yeah, well, that's.
Are we still recording? At least we're good there, right?
Yeah, everything's fine. Everything's
okay. Don't get me. You're getting me nervous.
Well, don't get nervous.
I'm gonna do what you do. I'm freaking out, man.
You're gonna flip out.
I'm gonna flip out. What the?
I don't flip out. I get even.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right, here we go. Winners list. At court Friday night, Danny Tyler picked up the win. Also a guaranteed spot in the short track Super Nationals. The All-Star Sprint Car Series at Fremont, Brian Sabito and Tim Schaefer were the winners out there. Delaware International, H.J. Budding, Donald Lingo on the late models. The DIRTcar Series at Mohawk, again, big block series race went to Jimmy Phelps on Saturday afternoon. Billy Dunn won the 358 race that night. Fonda Speedway, Matty D, Matt DiLorenzo. Grandview Speedway, $50,000, Jeff Strunk over Bobby Varin, Billy Decker, and then Stuart Friesen and Matt Shepard down there. Hagerstown, JT Spence. I-88 Speedway, Mike Clapperton picked up the win. Mitch Gibbs picked up the point title, and I asked him which one was that. He said 4 or 5. I'm not quite sure. One cool thing about Gibbs' championship there, he has won a championship on the small flat bull ring, the big half mile, and now that new configuration as well that they got down there. Little Valley, Ron Davies and Dylan DeWert picked up the victories. NASCAR, Brad Keselowski won the Sprint Cup race. Ricky Stenhouse won the Nationwide race. How about this one? We didn't talk about this much, but the NASCAR Truck Series in Iowa, Ryan Blaney. How about that?
How about that?
That's pretty awesome.
Cool.
That is cool.
We also didn't talk about A.J. Allmendinger has been reinstated.
He's back.
Yeah, how about that?
He is back. NASCAR Wheel and Modified Tour at Riverhead, Ryan Preece. Ashwegan, Ontario. I got to brag a little bit just because guess who won the Canadian Sprint Car Nationals? None other than Steve Fireball Poirier. That's right, a friend of the show. And good news is, if anyone's been following the Matt Tanner saga online, if you heard Matt Tanner had his equipment stolen out of the hotel parking lot in Brantford, Ontario, while they're up there for that event, truck, trailer, and race car have all been found and will be returned. They lost some tools and a generator, but other than that, they were able to get everything. So
it was good to see that this afternoon that everything was.
Yeah,
most everything.
You know
was
what? A lot of props go out to Glenn Stiers and the gang out there this week in Ontario. Glenn
Stiers,
he put up a reward, and he's helping Matt get all of his stuff back. He's actually sending it back to him. He's making sure it gets back to him.
Yeah.
So big hand to Glenn Stiers and the folks this week in Ontario Speedway for taking care of that. Orange County, Jerry Higbee won the modified race. That earns him the guaranteed 7th starting spot in Eastern States. Oswego, Otto Sitterly. Pittsburgher, Jack Soderman won the sprint cars. Rex King won the modifieds, and Dave Satterley won the late models out there at the Pittsburgh Motor Speedway. Selinsgrove, Daniel Lasowski and Pat Cannon split the 22-lap National Open. Pat Cannon was the overall winner. And how about that? Pat Cannon won the 358 and 360 National Open and the 410 National Open, both at Selinsgrove. Skyline, Butch Green. Williams Grove, Jimmy Siegel was your winner on Friday night. You don't hear that name very often at Williams Grove, picking up a win. World of Outlaw late models, Brandon Shepard and Dennis Erb Jr. were your winners, Illinois and Missouri. And then the World of Outlaw sprint cars, Donnie Schatz and Craig Delansky picked up the wins. You got a little bit there?
The Outlaw sprints ran last night, too, at Eagle, Nebraska. Sammy won his 12th win of the season.
Sammy Swindell.
Want me to go through mine quick?
Yeah.
I only got a few.
Okay.
USAC sprints, West Memphis, Arkansas at Riverside International Speedway was Brady Bacon.
Hold the sheet down so the lovely people can see your face.
They don't want to see his face.
I can't read it. I'm blind. USAC sprints also at Hobstadt, Tri-State Speedway, Indiana. Darren Clayton. USAC CRA at the Paris Auto Speedway in California, Mike Spencer. USAC West Coast 360s, Hanford, California, was Bud Kading. USAC West Coast Midgets at Madeira Speedway was Chad Nichols. Power Eye, Jacksonville Speedway, Illinois, Danny Stratton. Power Eye Midgets, Spoon River Speedway, Illinois, Brad Kuhn. ARDC was at the Grove, Eric Heidenreich. I'm not sure if you already mentioned that or not.
Nope.
ASCS National Tour, did you mention that?
Nope, stayed out of it. I always leave that stuff for you, buddy.
Well, I know you usually do, but ASCS National Tour, Texas Motor Speedway was Jason Johnson. That was his 300th start, I guess, for his career, not
nice.
That tour. And then, as I said, World of Outlaw Sprints last night, Eagle Raceway, Nebraska, was Sammy.
All right.
That's it.
All right. We have our first guest on the line here on the 31st lap, and joining us now is Mr. Joe Skotnicki from DIRTcar. And first and foremost, Joe, we want to say thanks a lot for taking time out of your busy day. We know you got a lot going on with Super Dirt Week and everything, and thanks for coming on the show.
No problem, guys. Thanks for looking after us and making sure we get our fair share.
And not a problem. You guys have really helped us out. You know, we really do appreciate you giving us tickets and things to give away every show that we've had, here leading up to Super Dirt Week. And we look forward to being at Super Dirt Week and doing the show live from out there. It's going to be awesome. Joe, let's first start with Super Dirt Week. How are things coming together on your end? How's things looking?
Pretty good right now. It's such a major undertaking. It feels like you're always one step behind everything as you assemble the event. But knowing full well that when we open inspection on that Tuesday the 3rd, that things will somehow fall in order and all of the chaos that you think you've created will somehow become organized and everyone will pull together and get through it. So we're just kind of plugging away.
Now, I know one of the things that came out here in the past couple weeks is a new rule, pit stop rules at Super Dirt Week. Are you guys excited about that? If you want, go ahead and tell the folks at home what that's going to be.
I don't know about excited, Mike, but it's, we're going to make teams change their right rear tire after lap 100. It kind of follows up with us buttoning up the fuel cells in the car with the rack and the plate underneath the cell that we added. Changing their right rear, if the team has to stop and they're going to, if we're making a pit stop, the only way to eliminate the drive-through, if you will, where the can just touches the car and did they really jack it off the ground or not, is make them change a tire. So the easiest tire for us to see is the right rear, and that's what we're making them change, and that way they'll be able to put enough fuel in the car to certainly make it to the end. And the final 25 laps of the race, we're not going to count cautions, just like we do with every series race. So those are the major changes that we made.
Now, are you guys going to make them paint that tire or anything like that, like they've done in the past with like the gumbo tire?
We're not taking away anything, which the 400 is been an option the last couple of years. We'll once again leave that an option.
Good. That was my next question.
They can use it, or they can use the 500, which is the extra hard. Most teams have preferred that extra hard. So But we'll leave the 400 in it. It adds another element to the race.
Yeah, because you stop
the purple tire, right?
Yeah. So if you stop a little bit later in a race, you put that on. Who knows? I think last couple of years, your tire wear hasn't been terrible. So I was surprised that nobody took advantage of that tire.
2 years ago was the first year, and only one person put it on. I believe. Was it Larry White?
Might have been Larry. Yeah. I like that though. You know what? Adding that element with the purple tire, it's fun to see a guy out there with it. Like, okay, he's trying.
That element is cool. I mean, IndyCar does that too. Well, they did in the past. With the red Firehawk versus the white wall.
Yep.
Joe, what lap are they able to put that tire on?
It comes into play after lap 100.
So it could be 101 to...
that will be before the last 2 years, it was very late, wasn't it?
Yeah, we made the pit stop window later, but the tire was introduced after 100.
Okay, so that's cool. So it's something different, making them change the tire again. Then you also don't have the issue guys speeding on pit road, none of that either. I think that takes it out since you actually got to stop, jack the car up, change the tire. So that'll slow guys down on pit road too. So I think that'll help that.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of elements that actually making them do some work to the car changes.
Now, Joe, we'll shift gears here. You guys had a good weekend up in Mohawk. I love using shift gears. That's my favorite one. And you guys had a good weekend up there. Unfortunately, Mother Nature rained on you on Friday night, and you had to reschedule the Super DIRTcar Series event for Saturday. I know there was a little bit of talk. You guys made that event show-up points for anybody that was there on Friday. They got their show-up points so they could go to Grandview on Saturday. Take us a little bit through that decision, how that decision came about, and why you guys decided to do that.
Well, about a month ago or longer, we put out the release that we're actually moving the big block series from Saturday to Friday. And that was just a kind of a cooperative agreement with Grandview, because anytime a race pays $50,000 to win, obviously you take note, and that Grandview race has been a staple at their racetrack, and it's something that we respect. And we hope in turn that we would get the same respect that Super Dirt Week or any of the specials that we run. And it's no different than really if you look at like a World 100 or the Dream or the Knoxville Nationals. It's really, something that just doesn't get really run against on the schedule when the shows are that marquee. And Grandview did a great job trying to make their event spectacular, and we took note, and I felt for the good of the sport as a whole that our teams and the sport should recognize it.
Yep.
So we made that commitment that we weren't going to run for points or really even run a big block race on that day, and Mother Nature kind of threw a monkey wrench into that. So the best decision I could make is that everybody that showed up and made the commitment to the Super DIRTcar Series on Friday night did their part, and Grandview certainly did their part and deserved to have the opportunity to run their show without someone turning their nose up at them and doing something foolish. So it was a tough decision. It wasn't an easy decision at all, but we made the decision to award show-up points to everyone that participated in Friday night's hot laps, time trials, and just move on from it, because it wasn't a selfish decision, because the selfish decision would have been to make everybody stay and run for points and everything. It was a global position of what's really good for the sport, and what's really good for the sport is if for once we could all just kind of look past the hood ornament and get along and maybe work together some more. You never know, maybe have some more Super DIRTcar Series shows or more shows that pay $50,000, $30,000, $25,000 to win, because certainly the teams that put the effort into it, I feel, deserve it, and the racing is just as exciting as any other brand, bar none. So I hope people see it as an olive branch of, hey, we're willing to work with anyone and create excitement, marquee events, and make sure that they go off as such when the opportunity arises.
I agree 100%. applaud you guys making the decision that you did make. I think it was great. There's been years and years and years of bashing from the fans about DIRTcar not working with other races or other racetracks, and the fact that you guys did take that gamble and work with this event so Grandview could have those drivers if those drivers chose to go there. The fact that you guys worked with it, I applaud you 100%.
Yeah, I don't know if anyone's really taken notice, and I'm not. But, I mean, there hasn't been, since I started, I don't think but one or two conflicts, even with the ROC. And that's because Andy Harpel and I pick up the phone and we'll ask each other, you know?
Yep.
It's not that hard to work together. It's just we've got to steer the industry in that direction, and everyone can prosper. I mean, you know, there not one of us shouldn't be able to have a good event, you know?
Yep, I agree.
Mm-hmm.
I just wondered if you could talk a little bit from your perspective, in terms of taking care of the drivers. Is it easier to put a big price tag on the top and say we're going to pay $50,000 or $30,000 or $25,000 to win, or is it easier to say that you're going to have a $60,000 or $75,000 purse and spread the money throughout the whole field so that you're not just rewarding the big ticket teams?
Well, first off, if you can find a promoter that's going to pay $75,000 or $60,000, his number real quick.
Well, I mean, it wouldn't surprise me. Maybe I'm not looking at the numbers of it, but I would think that if it's $50,000 to win, they got to be pushing a $60,000 purse.
Well, it paid $11,000 for second.
It was $11,000 for So their purse had to be in the neighborhood of $75,000-$80,000.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Is
a
purse
substantial purse, no doubt. Super Dirt Week still, you know, the SDF 200 still pays more,
right?
But that's a tough call because there's so many teams that think they can win and want to race for that big number.
Right.
And I got to be honest, I don't feel that and excuse my reference to anatomy here, but the Dolly Parton purses are that good for the sport. If you really break down a purse from a racer standpoint, and this is speaking from experience on asphalt, we always kind of used to look at what 8th to 10th paid, because realistically we knew we were going to win, but if 8th to 10th paid the fuel and the tire bill or part of it or whatever, we would definitely consider participating in the event.
Right.
If it didn't, then, it was another story because you really didn't know if you had a full shot at the win, and that was the only way to break even. It didn't make good business sense to go. So I think you have to, kind of use your head when you're doing that and make sure that you leave enough to attract guys that know the business of racing, that know if they finish 10th, they're still going to pay most of their bills and walk out of there and be okay with that. And that's kind of how I approach it.
Well, Joe, we thank you for your time. I know you got a lot going on tonight, and I do appreciate you taking the time to come on the show, talk a little bit about Super Dirt Week, and again, talk about what went into that decision to not run against Grandview like you guys did. And I'm sure, like you said, it was a tough decision. And I know the fans at Grandview appreciated it. They got to see, Matt Shepard come down, Danny Johnson was there, Billy Decker. They all made the toe down to make sure that they were there for that $50,000 to win. So, Joe, we'll let you get back to doing what you got to do tonight. But again, thank you for coming on, and thanks for spending your Thursday night with us here on the 31st lap.
No problem, guys. Thanks for having me on, and look forward to seeing you at Super Dirt Week.
Can't wait.
Can't wait. There. Thanks, Joe.
Thanks, guys.
So again, Joe Skotnicki, DIRTcar Northeast Series Director, talking about that decision to change it up a little bit there, run show-up points, and get things squared away. John, he's trying to give you the phone. We got a minute or two here, and then we got our next guest. We'll get on the line.
Actually, we got some breaking news that's coming in by text message.
Oh, breaking news.
This is
breaking news by text.
And it's a lot better. Woo. It's a lot better than the last time we had breaking news.
Okay. What's the breaking news?
This is, I guess I kind of said that the wrong way. I stuck my foot in my mouth there. It's not having anything to do with anybody being injured or harmed or anything like that. There was a mud bog and team derby that was on the schedule for Saturday at Canandaigua Motorsports Park, and that has been moved to early spring next year, and it's not going to happen. So it's kind of just starting to make its way out. they were going to have a whole bunch of stuff going on. And yes, Kirby's crew was going to be on hand over there Saturday.
Was that the day that Brian was having his big demolition derby too?
That's the one. Brian Sipple. He's the one that sent me. That was his show over there, and they're not going to be having that.
So now it's off till spring?
It's off till sometime in spring. They'll have it some night after one of the weekly shows, and unfortunately he couldn't get everything together. There wasn't a whole lot in terms of what the circumstances were, but he did want to make sure everybody knew.
Awesome. Well, there we got that out. So we're good.
It's too bad for him. I'm sure he's been working real hard to put
He was
this on.
busting his butt to make that happen, and then they also had the mud bog that was going to accompany it, which was going to be pretty cool. You know, those guys with the jacked up trucks and stuff, they love that stuff. So doesn't look like it's going to come together for this year. But on the plus side, that'll give everybody a little bit of spending money back in their pocket that they can go spend at Super Dirt Week or
wherever
the
else
Outlaw
you end up
200.
going. The Outlaw 200 this weekend or next weekend. I'm going
a weekend,
dude. I know. I'm so excited for that next weekend because I know you're going to go to the Outlaw 200.
Yeah, I'll be.
And I always go the National Open. That's my second or third. I debate between the Silver Cup and the National Open because I love both events so much. But the National Open, I can't wait. It's not Knoxville, but it is darn near close, yourself, man. I love the National Open.
I'll be at Fulton Friday.
He'll be at Fulton, and I'll be at the National Open.
That Friday show at Fulton's really the only sportsman race all year that
you go watch,
that I
right?
get jacked up for. Because the racing there is so good, and they'll draw 67
Yeah, there'll be a good
cars.
field of cars. Definitely a good field of cars.
Yeah.
So you want to...
we ready to call Jimmy?
Yep.
Yeah, we'll get Jimmy on the phone. You want to throw your first question out there?
First question.
We're gonna collect the answers off of the live chat, and Rich Post has joined us.
Do we know
Rich is on live chat?
Rich is in the live chat, so
right.
he's gonna.
Before you throw the
question
out there, do we know what the prize is this week?
We have tickets to.
This is the set of tickets for Utica County Fair Speedway.
Oh, if I'd known that, I would have went with a Utica County Fair Speedway
Wednesday
question.
show?
But
the bigger ticket item would be the Super Dirt Week tickets, right?
Right. So let's do.
Let's
Can we do that first?
Yeah.
All right. Well, here's my question. Here's what I got.
Here it is. Rich, listen up.
Tell Rich to have one ready for Cayuga County. Tell him I want a Cayuga County question for the next one. I didn't realize we were giving out a Cayuga County tickets tonight. I wasn't sure what the other set was. Here's my question. Who was the top three drivers, or top three finishers, yes, top three finishers, in the first ever Super Dirt Week? 1972. Top three finishers. Most people know the winner. Now, can you come up with the second and third place finishers?
Who were the top three finishers?
Yeah, who were the top
in
three
the first ever Super Dirt Week, and in what year?
No, well, we know what year it was. I just said it. Yeah. What year was it? That's awesome. And what year? Yeah, as we see it on the air, as they're watching on live stream. That's perfect. You got it now? You good? All right, we're right on schedule here. We're only a couple minutes behind. We're not too bad at all. We're doing good. You know, when we got a jam-packed show tonight, it is tough. We got to make sure we get everybody in. And
still gets all the stuff that we didn't get to.
Yeah, stuff we want to talk about. We talked a lot about the Sixer already. There's a little bit of NASCAR stuff we want to get into and things like that. So, you know, we got a lot to get to if the time allows.
Let's jump. Well, I'm sure the time will allow.
The time always allows. It's just whether or not anybody wants to sit and listen to it.
Depends on how much time we want to invest on waiting for them to get up to the after the show.
Yep. So, well, we're fortunate now joining us here on the 31st lap. Driver out of Baldwinsville picked up the win on Saturday in the event up there at the Mohawk International Raceway, the Super Dirt Series event. Driver of the 98H, Jimmy Phelps. Jimmy, how we doing tonight?
Good, Mike. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. It's a beautiful day, and looking forward to some big weekends coming up. I know, I believe you got some racing to do tomorrow night. Is that correct?
Yeah, we're heading down to Accord. I've got an ROC race down there, so we're excited to try to get this ROC deal put to bed, and we're leading the thing right now. So the next couple races are going to be real critical for us, and never been there, so we're excited to take on a new challenge.
It's a bull ring.
Yeah.
That's what I hear. I've been watching some video, and definitely looks like it can get rough and tumble down there. So hopefully we'll have to get our Wheaties in the morning.
Well, we'll stick with the ROC thing here first and foremost. You brought it up. What would it mean to you to pick up an ROC championship if you guys could go out and finish that strong? I know you've been there. You won the ROC North. What would it mean to go out there and win the ROC title?
Well, it'd be our first major title, I guess I should say. We won a lot of track championships, but it'd be the first time I have won a touring
or a traveling tour series title. So I mean, it'd be pretty cool there, and I want to win one of these next couple of races. I mean, we haven't won a race on the ROC tour. We've been super consistent. The guys have done a great job and finished races, and we've come close a handful of times, and we've ran up front, and that's what it takes to win championships. But on a personal level, I want to win. I want to win. I want to win one or both of these next two races. That would really cap it off. But if we could pull the point deal out, we'd be happy.
Yeah, I know it's a tough road to hoe, too, considering all those races you had to go to. I mean, you got to run down the South Tour, the North Tour, between the two. A lot of different places you got to go because you get bonus points for having perfect attendance and all of that. You mentioned track championships. Change it here a little bit. Go to your Brewerton Speedway title. What did it mean to get another one of those?
Well, that was pretty special, for us. I mean, obviously we won the title a couple years ago. Last year it was dirt sanctioned, and they kind of flipped things upside down on us a little bit with the rules, going ROC or going open rather with the American Racer tires. So last year we really kind of started the year. It was almost like we'd never been there before. I mean, we it seemed like it took us 10 years to get to where we were a serious contender for Brewerton, and then all of a sudden it felt like we're back to fish out of water again when we switched over to the racers due to just pretty much inexperience on the tire and as the year went on, we got going pretty decent, and then we come out of the box this year and just had just a really good year. I mean, we didn't have a ton of wins over there, but nobody did, and we, I think we had a bunch of seconds, and we just, consistently kind of, got to the front, and that was, we were proud of that, and I mean, we, finished every lap, finished every race. I mean, that's a testament of a good group of guys working hard, so.
Yeah, that's impressive in itself. If Brewerton, it's tight, it's fast, guys on top of each other, but you got a lot of guys there racing for a living, and they know how to drive.
No, that's true. I mean, the racing's it's tight. I mean, that's what makes Brewerton so special because I mean, you'll get 2-3 wide at times, and you'll have to hold your breath on a number of occasions, but I mean, you very rarely come out of there tore up, and that's kind of neat.
Let's talk about your Saturday night racetrack. You made the change this year. You needed the home track points, so you decided to go to Canandaigua. You got second in the points there to Matt Shepard. Not too bad, though, considering it was your first full year there.
No, we actually ended up losing second on last night.
Okay,
Danny.
Sorry about that.
But nonetheless, I mean, we were happy with our year. I mean, the final night kind of bit us because it was double points and we were just off the spec. But, we're super happy with our year. I mean, considering how, kind of how bad we've struggled to really find any consistency over the years, going there, running 2-3 races a year, running specials, different stuff. It was one of our weaker tracks. So, going into this deal, I was a little gun shy at what the possibilities were going to be, and we just come out of the box and we were pretty fair. We had something to work with, and we were able to make small bites at it, and we ended up getting a handful of wins, and they knew we were there. So I guess all in all, other than a little bit longer of a ride, we really enjoyed ourselves.
Let's talk a little bit about this past weekend. I know you were one of the guys affected by the using the show up points only. From your perspective, what's your take on it? We talked to Joe Skotnicki here a little bit ago. He gave us DIRTcar's take. From your perspective, a guy that won that series race, but only got show up points.
Well, I'll be honest with you. No matter what I say right now, if I go against Dirt, it's going to look like I'm just bitter because I won the race and didn't get any points. But my true feelings on the thing, and it's what I said Friday night, and it's what I guess I'll stick to. I felt it was a bad move, and I didn't feel it was a bad move because it affected me or my race team. I mean, there's been some things that have happened this year, already that kind of put a little bit of a black cloud over the series. I mean, Brett lost some races because he got hurt. Danny had his altercation in Canada and lost a race. So, I mean, the points have been shuffled by other things already that didn't happen on the racetrack. And, my real argument was, and it was my argument all winter, we had to make drastic changes to not just me, but, probably several people. Some people chose not to run the series. Some people chose, to switch home tracks like we did. And, so that we could conform to DIRT's policies and to their, procedures and their wishes. And, unfortunately, when the shoe was on the other foot, and this weekend kind of, put DIRT back into the same deal. They ended up bending and breaking and basically, uprooted their standards for the past several years so that, guys could go. And I thought that was, I don't blame the guys for wanting to go. I mean, if we had a motor, we would have probably wanted to go too. But my whole argument was just, and it wasn't an argument. I stated my piece. It is what it is. Do I think it's going to hurt the series? Yes. The series is already obviously on dire straits. I think next year there'll probably be a handful of people, including us, that got to really take a good long look at, if it's even worth it and decide whether it's something we even want to keep doing. And this weekend just added to that. So, I just, like I said, I guess to sum up my feelings on it, it was all right when, they held us all over a barrel, this winter so that we have our track points, our bonus points, instead of just dropping the bonus points and keeping Billy Decker on the series, keeping Barry White on the series, keeping, guys like Ryan Phelps and different guys that, don't have a home track. They played hardball, but, this week they didn't play hardball and they ended up, I kind of feel screwing over, the guys that were up there to support the series race. So is what it is. I'm a small player in this whole thing, and, they'll do fine without me.
Yeah, and I understand, we were talking a little bit before the show, and we were chatting about it, and I understand both sides of the fence. You got what they want to do, and you got what you guys want to do, and, they made their decision, and you obviously in the long run, you'll have to end up making yours. Now, one thing, change it and make it a little bit of a lighter mood. Have I convinced you to go to Fonda Speedway yet on Sunday?
Well, I've done some checking, and I guess I'm going to need more than one tire, so you're going to have to dig deeper into your pocket, I think.
I told him I'd buy him one. I told him I'm buying one. One's not enough to get it done?
I'm kidding. I'm actually, we're not going to be there. I know there's a lot of speculation as to why, we don't ever seem to end up at Fonda, and I guess if I could reach out to all the Fonda fans, it's nothing personal. It just doesn't seem to ever work out. So that's really the deal.
What do you mean it doesn't work out? There ain't nothing going on Saturday or Sunday.
Bombas is going to get on your case now. Look out.
I got one question.
Honestly, I don't race. I don't race for a living, and so I may at times have other stuff going on. My daughter's birthday party Sunday, which that I'm not going to skip, and at this point, we're right now we're the 99J guys. We're tied up getting cars ready for Fulton next week, and the HBR guys are tied up getting Syracuse stuff ready. So, unfortunately, that's got to take precedence right now.
Now he's making it tough because he played the kid card.
Oh, yeah, you're done, John. You got no argument now. You're done.
That ain't right.
Yeah, John, fight back now.
My only question is, what way are you going to Accord tomorrow? Are you going up 17 or the throughway?
I guess we're going to the throughway.
So you're going to drive right past it
when it comes through Syracuse, and I'm along for the ride. But yeah, that's been a big topic of discussion. If you guys got any input, we would.
You're going to drive.
I don't mind
past it.
If you're driving the hauler, I'd say the throughway to 209 is probably your best bet. If you're driving your personal vehicle, I'd go down 81 to 17 and cut across through Liberty. That would be the way I'll do it.
I don't know that way. The way I know is up the throughway.
Yeah.
What way are you going, Mallet?
I'm not going Friday. I'm taking Friday night off. Don't worry. Yeah,
you know what? The safer road would be the other way.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I knew it was coming when you said it. So, but so what? In the future, I'll tell you this: I am not gonna stop bugging you until I get to see a race at Fonda Speedway.
When's the last time you were there?
We're gonna get there. We're gonna get there someday. I promise you that. And I'll be honest. I honestly, I forgot all about this race. It was even coming until I think last week I seen it in the paper or something. But when the last time I was there, I think I went down. I can tell you that the last time I was actually on the track there, I think probably was 95, because I think it was the first year that I actually went from sportsman to modified. 358s.
Holy
didn't
mackerel.
qualify for a 358 race.
Wow.
And then I think I went there one other time for a big block tour event. Drew dead last in the heat, and that was back when the series actually got some cars, and it rained, and we kind of took a look at things, and we just never went back for the rain date, so we never even got on the track that day. So, needless to say, I think I might have one heat race and a 358 car under my belt there.
So you're due. You have to come there. Then.
Yeah.
Oh, I agree. Before we're done, before we hang the helmet up, I'm hoping we can.
Well, that could be 30 years from now.
At least say we had a decent outing there, but I guess you got to go there first before you can have a decent outing.
That's right.
Yeah,
you have to show up to have a chance.
Right.
Yeah, for next year.
So.
Wow.
Well, Jimmy, we won't take up any more of your time. We'll let you have a good night, and best of luck to you tomorrow night down at Atcord. Have fun, and don't be afraid to use the Nerf bar. That is Atcord Racing.
Well, he's going to have to.
Yeah, you're going to have to. So
that's what I'm hearing, that we're not going to have a bunch of choice. But,
yeah,
I appreciate you guys having me on, and enjoy listening to you, and I'm sure I'll see you guys around.
Thanks a lot, Jimmy. Again, good luck next weekend when you head down to the Outlaw.
Yeah, make sure you
200.
stop by the Gator tent during Super Dirt Week and come say hello to us.
Yep, we'll be there too. So
sounds good, guys. Thanks.
All right, thanks, Jimmy. So again, Jimmy Phelps joining us here, and again, it's nice to hear the other side of it.
He played the
kid card on you. How upset were you about that? You know what though? I can understand his point on that. Just for this simple reason, he's a family guy. He isn't full time, and when a chance comes to have a weekend off like this one, and considering the 2 back-to-back weekends he's got coming, the Outlaw 200 is a prestigious race, a race that he wants to win.
Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, I know.
Got all winner.
I know. And then you got Super Dirt Week right after it. So that's a lot going on. They got a lot to do. So I understand that. I won't give him too much grief. I will give him grief again.
He
played the kid card. Don't worry.
He played the kid card. I can't argue with that.
Oh, I'll get on him about it.
Crap.
I'll get on him about it. Don't worry. You want to
call the next one?
Yeah, Jeff Strunk. We are rolling. And we're good. We're right on time. I mean, we're 8 o'clock. That's good. We're right where we need to be. So now, Chris, you got some discussion going on over there?
Oh, boy, did this go wrong.
What's that? The two sides of that? That's good.
No.
Oh.
No, it has nothing to do with that.
Oh, different.
It has to do with the trivia question.
Okay. All right.
Somebody posted the finishers,
and
then somebody who had previously posted wrong copied their answer and reposted it and said, blah, 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 blah. These were the finishers, and they had the finishers in order. And Rich was watching and said, Shock Tower, you win, away you go. Our winner's Shock Tower. He lives in Newark.
Right.
But the other person we said the top 3 finishers. We didn't say the top 3 finishers in order. We said the top 3 finishers.
So what happened?
But how often, to Shock Tower's defense, how often do you get the top 3 finishers and not get the top 3 finishers in order?
Right.
So
that should be automatic, right?
Well, I don't know. Well, why don't we? Well, let's think about it.
So what we were going to do is
split them up.
Is split the tickets up.
That works.
Don Slover is now getting the tickets to Weedsport.
Is that what the
username?
Oh, great.
Yes.
I should say no, just because of that username. They're listening. It'll take them about 10 seconds to hear what I just said.
Yeah, I mean, they're. Oh no, nope.
No, they heard it.
They found it.
Okay, All right, great.
Shock Tower's argument is top 3 is always listed in order. Don Slover, yeah, and
all right. So we'll split them up. How about this? The person that had them right and the
we already got
order.
It squared away.
Okay, you guys got it. We're good.
It's already set.
Okay, good.
It's done.
Good. So thanks to everybody for playing. Though again, you got to get us your information, and then we'll be able to take care of you on that. So what'd you think? I mean, listening to the 2 arguments as you're watching the argument over there and listening to the arguments here.
Well, I think that the arguments are well founded. I don't think that I've ever known of a sanctioning series moving things around as much as Dirt did regarding that show, which is somewhat problematic. But the thing is Skotnicki and the tour's heart was in the right place.
I'm assuming that's Boble?
Yeah.
It's one of those things where I think that their heart was in the right place. They were doing the right thing, trying to allow their competitors the flexibility to go and run the different events and do the different things that they wanted to do. But the challenge of that was, at the same time, you've got people that are going to look at that and say, hey, this was already on the schedule initially. This was already out there, mapped out. You made the move to give us the chance. You can't really budget for the weather. You don't really know what's going to happen.
Right.
Dirt tried to make the right move, but I think in this case, it didn't matter what the right move was going to be. There was still going to be people upset. There's going to be somebody
upset.
There's no good deed goes unpunished.
Right. There's a good side. There's the guys that were happy about it. And then there's going to be the guys that were disappointed about it. And we, you had Shepard, like I said, Shepard and Decker and those guys that were there on Friday. they were happy about that decision because now they didn't have to worry about their Super Dirt Car Series points. And then you had guys like Jimmy that's worried about points, because as we're winding down here, there's not a lot of point shows left.
No,
I think we got 3 point shows left. We got Super Dirt Week, Brockville, and Eastern States, right, I believe.
The World Finals. You got Charlotte.
The World Finals. Okay,
yeah,
so
Eastern States doesn't count as a dirt show, does it?
I don't remember if it's on the schedule. It was last year, and
it's been on and off
blanking.
The last several years,
I knew it was going to come
remember.
up, and I'm blanking right now, and it's irritating me that I'm blanking. But I believe it is because they're on.
Do we need to establish a little bit of ground rule for the ticket giveaways? Did we set any type of precedent where you shouldn't be a repeat winner? Once you win, are you pretty much out? Or because these have been for different events?
I don't know. I don't know about that, man. I don't know how we do that. We're not. Radio shows have like they got that whole thing they read whatever you want to win something.
Right. Yeah, it's one of those things where when we're doing them through the live chat anyway, anybody can be anybody. They can change their name week after week, so there's really no way to justifiably enforce that. So I don't think there's really anything we can do there. Looks like we've got
Jeff Strunk. We got it,
Jeff Strunk, and we're still only about 6 minutes off the pace.
I know, not bad, not bad. Well, as we said, joining us here on the line now, the guy that's got about 50,000 reasons to smile after picking up the win at the 76er on Saturday night. Jeff Strunk. Jeff, how we doing?
Good. How you guys doing?
Oh, we're doing great, man. I don't think we're doing as good as you.
Yeah, we're doing good, but we're not doing that good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to make my way up the chain here,
So
as far as an income, anyway.
Yeah. Well, you got a big bump there after this past weekend, huh?
Yeah, that was definitely, Uncle Sam's going to like me that much more.
Well, Jeff, what does it mean to win the 76er in general, and what's it mean that it paid $50,000?
Oh, my God. I mean, it's really hard to say in words. I mean, I won the Sixer before, but never to this degree or to this, that kind of money. It was $20,000 the other 3 times, and, of course, this time it was $50,000, and I think more important this time it was the clientele that was there and the competition and the guys we beat. That was, and I can't tell you the last time I led a feature and got past 3 times and still won it.
I know, right?
Yeah, it was
a great race.
It was a great race.
We were talking about it on the way up, Mike and I. There were a bunch of passes for the lead.
Yeah.
Brad Misselberg took off in the beginning, and I think Billy Pouch Jr. came up and led.
Yeah.
Then you passed him, and then Mimi passed you, and then you got him back. And then came
Stewie was there.
Yeah, Stewie came up.
And then Varin.
Varin came up and led some. There was a bunch of people leading that race.
Yeah, it was a great race. It had to be great for the fans, and I'm glad for that. I mean, they had a great crowd and a lot of support and a lot of hype going into it. And, it definitely produced and, did what it was supposed to, or what it's lives up to be what it's supposed to.
Yeah, what everybody hoped it would be.
Awesome, and thanks to the Rogers. I mean, they, went out on a limb there to put that kind of money up to win, and they did well. Nobody kidding who here, but a limb to do that is says enough in itself, and to do it 50 years in a row as far as the speedway and operating under the same ownership. I mean, that's unheard of.
Yeah.
So, hats off to them, because without them, I wouldn't be doing this interview, and I wouldn't have won 50,000. So they're a great family that have been great to me, and I can't say enough about them.
Jeff, take us through that race. You're battling there with Stu, and you guys are racing each other, and oh no, here comes Bobby Varin on the bottom as you both go to the top side.
Yeah.
Yeah, at that point in time, I still thought the top was, still a little bit better than the bottom. I was anyway. My car, I don't think I was as good on the bottom as I was on the top the whole race, but no, Bobby's a heck of a shoe, and, he gets it done no matter what he drives, where he drives, or how he drives, and he's a good driver and very knowledgeable, and known him for years, and I have a lot of respect for him, and glad that we beat him. I mean, he's the type caliber driver that can come into a track and never see the car, never sit in it, and win a $50,000 win race, which he fell one short, but thank God that was to us. And Stu, I love him like a brother. The media's going to make a lot of hype out of it, and I just hung up the phone earlier with one of my crew guys. I said, I probably made it worse when I said, paybacks are heck, you know what I mean? But
You can say it here.
It's okay. That's not what I meant. It wasn't a payback. I wouldn't do that, and I didn't do that. I would have raced whoever slid me like that in 1 and 2 the same way down in the 3 if I could have got a run at him.
Absolutely.
Done the same thing to whoever it was, wherever it was.
There's 50,000 reasons why you did
it. I mean, consider...
And, again, I didn't think it was a bad move, but
no, I didn't either.
I don't race that way, and he knows that, and we've already went to that movie once, and it was kind of deja vu of that. But this time I got to run back at him. So.
it was great.
Each other, so that's the positive of it. And
that's the thing about sequels; they're never as good as the first one.
Yeah,
no, it was good.
That's when
the
guy crowd started jumping was that point.
That was when you started standing up. Jeff, the guy that you made extremely happy is going to be Brett Dale, because now every time you guys are at a race together, he's going to talk about it.
I told him he should get shirts made up for the king of the can, But one of them deals. I mean, I love Stewart like my own brother. I mean, that's the bottom line. And can we be brothers in race? Well, me and my little brother have done it for almost 30 years, and 25 anyway, and I know me and him can, and it's just we're two very, very intense, focused people, and we've always seemed to be on each other's side, helping each other over the years, and now we're kind of not that. So I mean, I still would have helped him at Syracuse if I wouldn't have got to deal with Blewitts, and done the same thing I've done for him the last 2, and tried to make it 3 in a row. But I got an opportunity to go, drive, and I'm definitely a much better driver than I'm a mechanic. For now, anyway.
Yeah, right.
How much did knowing that track, we'll get back to Super Derby in a second, how much did you know in the track and knowing what it's done all year long play into your hands on Saturday night?
I can't say that it didn't play into my hands or it wasn't a factor. I think it definitely was, but them guys are so good no matter where they go that you better be on your A game. You better have an A+ there to be graded, because that's what you need to beat them guys. And I don't care if they're driving their own cars or driving somebody else's, or Billy Decker starts 24th. I mean, if it's a 100-lap race, he's probably the winner, in all honesty. And one of them deals where you know every race in and out as a driver, and them big ones are the special ones, and when you can win them, it makes them that much more special. And when you can beat guys of the caliber that New York has to offer and that area up there has to offer, that's like beating the Cup guys. I mean. No doubt about it, and they race 50 more times a year than we do down here, which locality is exactly that, and just one of them things where it's really hard to stay as sharp as they are and stay on top of things like they do. And meaning the guys that run up there to the series and follow the RSC down here and whatnot. It's hard to keep up with them guys, and when you can beat them, it's just that much more special.
Yeah. Well, not only that, I got to believe, and you can answer this better than I can, that the track Saturday night, because of all the laps put on it, was by the end of that race, the last 25, 30 laps, the track had to be a lot different than compared to a normal Saturday, wasn't it?
No, actually, it really didn't take rubber till about 8:10 to go. As far as take rubber, where you saw an increase in lap times.
Right.
And the reason I say Billy Decker probably would have run the race as fast as lap at a race is lap 75. So, as far as his lap times individually, but. It was very similar to what it's been all year. It took rubber 2 or 3 times this year earlier in the year, and that's when they got kind of a bad rap with the surface. But Kenny Rogers is the most underrated track prep person in the world. He really is. He works hard at it. He's got a good handle on it, and they had 3 full divisions this year, and he did a heck of a job. Recovering from the dry winter and the dry spring, and offered a great racetrack, a great racy racetrack for the heats. The future, all the above, all night long for the fans and for us as racers. So you can't ask more than that. And it was similar. It was very similar. I mean, it was probably slipperier than it usually is.
Right.
Say lap 30 or lap 25 through lap. Took rubber like 65, 70 there. But again, how many tracks do you see take rubber? 2/3 of the way up the track.
Oh yeah.
What I mean? It's usually tight around the bottom, and
and
it's special in its own way, and that's why I love the place.
Yep.
Jeff,
unique and intense, and you're always up on the wheel. It's fast, quick. You got to be on your toes, and it's hard to slow down when the track gets like that. And that's probably what won me to race. Just me, keeping myself composed and just telling myself, don't get the tires out. You got a good car. Just stick to your guns here, and use your, hopefully be able to use your experience to get back to the front we were able to do that a couple times.
You did. You fought back. Every time you lost the lead, you came back, and that's what really impressed me the most. Because most races, when somebody loses a lead, they don't typically get it back. If they get it back, it's maybe for a lap, and then they disappear. So for you to fight back 3 different times, that was cool.
Yeah, that definitely
was really cool.
That made that an exciting. It was for you. It was exciting sitting there as a fan and enjoying it on Saturday night. Let's talk a little bit about Super Dirt Week here. We don't want to keep you too long again, but how excited are you to get back on the mile? You brought it up racing for Blewitts.
Oh my God, I can't wait. I mean, we got a lot of work to do yet, but I just talked to Jimmy earlier, and he's up in Loudon. Good luck to him this weekend, and hope he gets a good run there in the tour race. And the big guys are up there, so hopefully he does well. And just really looking forward to it. I got the by far the best chance of going up there and winning a race that I've ever had. So, and I've gone there with good stuff before and good people. Don't get me wrong, but this is probably a little bit better than anything before. So I'm really looking forward to it, and they're great people. I'm glad for their friendship, first off, let alone what they've done for me in racing. But they're super great people. I mean, just been through a lot and some tough roads, and still are racers and still are hardcore racers, and are just great people to be around and a lot of fun. And looking forward to spending a week with them, and hopefully do some more stuff down the road. Especially looking forward to Super Dirt Week. Could you imagine winning that race on top of the Sixer?
It'd be a good year.
I don't think I can do a backflip off the roof, but I might try it. But no, that would be awesome.
That'd be a hell of a feat, wouldn't it?
As well as very much myself. I mean, can't wait. Love racing there. I know it's tough for the owners, and it's tough to go there as an owner. And but it is the prestige. I was there. I was at every one but 4, I think, and I was there when Buzzy won. So I'm going to show my age a little there. But
he could have answered our trivia question.
Probably could have.
We had a trivia question before
as a little kid, I used to get to take a couple of days off of school and go with Mom and Dad to Syracuse every year. So I actually saw Tom Hager on a mini bike try to jump a 55-gallon drum or two and break his leg one year.
The things that happen, the things that happen at Dirt Week, only at Dirt Week.
Before we called you, we had our weekly trivia question for race tickets, and the trivia question was the top 3 finishers of the first Super Dirt Week. You just mentioned Buzzy. Do you know second and third?
I'm going to say Billy Osmond and Live.
It was go ahead.
Stan Pulaski and Kenny Brightbill.
Okay. Well,
I'll give you an A for effort, though.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Those are good guesses.
Yeah.
How does it?
Buzzy won the second one too, right?
Yes. Yeah.
And Osmond won the third one.
I think he did actually.
Yeah. I wasn't there, Jeff.
Going here now amongst us.
hey, Jeff. To tell you my age, I wasn't at any of those.
I was only a little tyke, so
I wasn't even a tyke yet.
I'm much older than you.
I was alive. I was not there, though.
Yeah. Yep. So, well, Jeff.
I was at Reading Fairgrounds when I was 2 weeks old, actually, 10 days.
Yeah. I was at Fonda when I was 3 weeks old.
Yeah, that's the way I was, too. Fonda Speedway as a kid, so we all got the same gene there, don't we?
Yeah.
Crazy. Well, Jeff, we'll give you a chance. Anybody you got to thank, after this impressive weekend, we want to thank you for coming on the show. Is there anybody else you want to thank, car owner sponsors, whatever, to send a shout out to them?
Oh, all the car owners over the years, Norm this year. I mean, they've all been great to me, and my family and friends. I mean, and without that, what is life? So, my mom and dad have been great to me, and my brother and whatnot. And miss my grandmother, miss my Uncle Will, but they were with me Saturday night, and that one was for them. So.
Nice.
All right, so Jeff,
thanks to you guys for having me and for all you do for racing.
Hey, now you're in trouble because we got your number. So anytime when you do well, we're going to call you.
That's fine.
You got to come visit us during Super Dirt Week in the Gator Tent. We'll be doing shows Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Yes.
I will definitely do that.
So stop by. All right, Jeff. Yeah. Hey, man, you have a good night, and good luck to you the next few weeks. Good luck at Super Dirt Week. I'm sure we'll catch up with you then. And again, thanks for coming on the 31st lap. We really appreciate it.
And congratulations, man.
Yep.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Thanks.
Take care.
Have a good one. All right.
He's a good dude.
He's funny. He's funny.
You could tell when he answered the phone, he's still smiling.
I would be too if I had 50 grand, man.
Me too.
Come on, I'd be real happy.
50 grand is what I wanted to ask him was, how does 50 grand change the race team? What does that do for the race team? Is that $50,000? Is that $50,000 that when you win it, it's already spent before you even got to the checkered flag?
Let's be honest. Everybody that races, that $50,000's already spent.
Well, yeah, but I mean,
the other thing is that obviously Norm Hansel is the car owner there. He gets a portion of that $50,000. Right. Jeff only gets a percentage of it. Right. So we don't even know what that percentage is. But still,
let's put it this way: that chunk of money that he got is way more than what he normally gets.
Absolutely.
So, even if it's half or a third, it's still better than what a $2,000 purse would be.
Absolutely.
So good for Jeff.
And I didn't ask him. I thought about while we were talking to him, and I forgot before he hung up. I wanted to see what the actual total was. Because he led the most laps
too, yeah.
So I'm wondering what the actual total
lap
is.
money and all that, ton of lap money. Yeah. I didn't. I forgot about the lap money because I didn't. I didn't hear about it during the night.
Right,
so
I didn't either.
I didn't think about it. So, all right, we got one more guy. It looks like Jeff.
Jeff's out.
All right, so we got Bobby Varin next.
Yeah, we got Bobby Varin, and then I also had Craig Revelle. Craig Revelle was asking if he could have a few minutes at some point. So I mean, we can we
can fit him in at the end. Yeah, no problem.
We'll get with Craig here. Craig, you're be on deck. You're like 8:45. So
yeah, we are. You know what? We're not terrible yet. I mean, we're only 5 minutes off,
right?
So for us,
that's what John looks like when he reaches over for the phone. Pay no attention. So AJ Allmendinger has been reinstated by NASCAR, and is it true that Jack Roush signed the petition to get him reinstated so they had somebody to put in his cars? Is that
no? No. I think he's got enough cars now, doesn't he? Or no, Gibbs has got enough drivers now, right?
Gibbs, yeah.
They got a lot of guys. So it's interesting that Joey Logano got a seat in the 22. That I didn't see coming, honestly. But I mean, the 22. I didn't see that coming, but we talked about it before. That was kind of the shock. But I'm glad to see Allmendinger's back in. He did his time. He did what he had to do. And, hey, he made a mistake, and hopefully he'll learn from it and change and everything. He'll get his way back up through.
Well, it's his second time, but I rest assured since he's been reinstated, he's going to be piss tested twice a day now from here to eternity.
Yeah. He does have a ride, though. What is it, in the Grand Am Series or something like that, or rolling?
Yeah, he's a decent sports car driver, too.
Right,
I mean,
right. That's what he's got. He's got a ride in that now.
It's not like his racing career is over, but in terms of
NASCAR is going to be a little bit more difficult.
Profile and exposure is probably not there either. I
mean, what, though? We can say all this, you know what, and Kyle Busch continues to be a jerk, and he still keeps a ride, and he still does everything he does.
Yeah, but put those two side by side. AJ Allmendinger compared to Kyle Busch. Are you going to kick Kyle Busch out of your car?
No, because he wins. That's why.
I mean,
Allmendinger, I think if he hadn't made the mistake, you give him another year at Penske, and I think that changes drastically. I think they have the equipment. I think that's the first time in his career he's been in something that's a top flight car.
Right.
Does that make sense?
I mean, that I'll agree with you there, hands down. I mean, there's no question about that. Unfortunately, as much as I hate to say it, Richard Petty Motorsports is only a top flight car when they go to Watkins Glen or Sonoma.
Yeah. So I mean, and then he was with Red Bull Racing before that, which was, that was a startup team and not,
Oddly enough, that's one of the few instances where money did not translate into good results. Usually,
but that's when they were the first ones to have Toyotas, right? If I recall properly, they were the first. They brought Toyota into the sport, didn't they? Are we getting confused? I'm not sure.
What? Say that. Run that by me one more time. The Red Bull deal. Run that by me.
Was it Red Bull that brought Toyota into NASCAR? Michael Waltrip. Okay, did. Red Bull was right there, close to that though, weren't they?
They were one of the. They were the next ones to sign up as Toyotas, but it wasn't really that big of a deal until...
I called twice.
Okay.
Went to voicemail.
All right.
It wasn't.
I'll try again.
It wasn't.
I'll try in a little bit.
Toyota. It wasn't that big of a deal with the Toyota situation until Joe Gibbs inked up with them.
Right.
That was when. That's when
Toyota
it kind of legitimized.
Yeah, when they had the real team, and then Tony Stewart ran that a year and said, "Okay, we'll see you later."
You want me to do Hockman?
No, he's not going to.
Hockman is booked out. He's doing something else.
He had something come up. He had to do. We got.
Well, do you want to have Craig call in now?
Yeah, if you want to have Craig call, and we'll talk to Craig quick, and then we'll.
You want Craig? Don't call. I'll spare you. Give me a minute here, and I'll get you Craig's phone number.
All right, we'll get Craig's phone number here in a minute.
Hang on.
As we're doing that.
I'll just call him. Yeah.
All right, he's going to just call him up. He'll get Craig on the line here as we're sitting here.
Why don't I just call Craig?
So we'll stick with the NASCAR here. How about Brad Keselowski
So
winning
what
the
were you
first.
talking about?
Well, we were talking
Allmendinger?
NASCAR. AJ Allmendinger being back in. Glad
he's
he's in. Where's he going to end up?
But he's got no ride.
Yeah, he's not going to have a ride for a while. We're talking Kyle Busch. How that
He'll end up in a starting park or something.
Hopefully he'll get something. And then we're talking. Okay, Brad Keselowski winning the first race of the Chase.
Yeah.
And
I tell you, they're good.
They looked real good.
That team has got their shit together right now. They look really good.
Yeah, they are. They're a title contender, I think.
Yeah,
I wouldn't count out though Tony Stewart. I mean, he started what 29th.
Never
He
count
got a
out
top
Smoke.
10.
You don't count out Jimmy Johnson.
No, and
Kenseth is usually pretty consistent.
Yeah, and who? And Denny Hamlin. How do you run out of gas?
He's a dork.
How do you run out of gas? How do you do that?
Who cares?
I don't know. I just don't know how you do it. If you're chasing the win, you run out of gas.
Yeah,
you can't do that when
you
you're.
don't.
I mean, you ended up 16th still, but still, you can't take that chance.
No,
not the first race. I can get if it's like the 6th race and you need a miracle.
Right,
go for it.
Yeah, not to start the chase.
No, not to start the chase.
You cannot make that mistake.
Right.
I agree. I'm glad it happened, but couldn't have happened to a nicer guy.
Oh, geez, here we go. All right, we'll go back to the phone lines here. Craig Revelle joining us from Finish Line Web Design, and Craig, how are we doing tonight?
I'm doing very good. How are you?
I'm doing spectacular. We had a great show so far, and glad to have you on here. Glad to be a part of it.
Yeah, thank you. I mean, you guys have a great show, and I've always enjoyed chiming in here every now and then.
Yeah, we lost track.
We appreciate
you guys
that.
got busy because you had to do about 47 press releases a weekend.
It's definitely been a busy summer, that's for sure.
Yeah, but you got aligned with all the right people. You had Finish Line Web Design had a pretty successful season so far.
Yeah, it's very well, and we're looking forward to Super Dirt Week in Fulton, and this week we got Apple Fest weekend coming up at Brighton Speedway, so we're not quite done yet.
How is that weekend? I got up to Brighton for the first time this year for the SOS sprints, and that is a neat little place. I had a lot of fun there, but I got to ask you, where do they put all the cars for that weekend?
I'm not sure what they're going to do. This is the first time that the Dirt Series has been in, and it's definitely going to be big.
Oh, yeah, the pit area there, it's not huge.
Yeah, I'll bet.
It runs along the backstretch. I mean, it's tight. It's hard to compare it to. I'm trying to think of a New York track that I could compare the track itself to, but it's weird because the backstretch, there's two bridges because there's a stream that runs through there. So you come off across the
for sure.
Yeah, it's definitely different. It is
they
definitely
got their
different.
first ever 358 Super Dirt Series race Saturday.
Yeah, that's what he was saying
at Brighton.
So.
Yeah, I only get to Brighton maybe once or twice a year, but this Apple Fest weekend here is something I definitely look forward to.
Do they have apples there?
Yeah, it's a whole big thing through the whole town of Brighton. It's a whole Apple Fest weekend. It's not just the race.
It's the whole village?
Town.
Oh, that's cool.
The whole village celebrates Apple Fest?
Yep.
No kidding.
How about that?
And the track just plays into it. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Oh,
it's a good idea.
What other communities do that?
Yeah, that's a good idea. I
like the track. The track's piggybacking on that.
Because it gets the whole village into what's going on at the racetrack along with what's going on in the village. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Is the track right in town?
Just a couple miles out of town.
Yeah, it's not far. Yeah. It's not far.
Nice.
So, Craig, what's your plans here? As you said, you're looking forward to the Outlaw 200, and then I know you can't miss Super Dirt Week. Now, are you going?
Yeah, I'll be at Super Dirt Week the whole week, and then after that, we got the big weekend here at Brockville.
Yep.
And then hopefully I can get to the World Finals.
You're not. Whoa! You're not going to go to Eastern States. Come on.
No, I'm not going to be at Eastern States. I've never been there, and someday I'd like to get there, but I don't think it's going to be this year.
Oh man, come on, Craig! You're missing one of the best weekends.
Yeah.
So Craig,
you never know. I say no now, but when that weekend comes, you never know.
Do I have to send you a Twitter message every day for the next 30 days or 40 days to remind you that you need to go to Eastern States?
You might have to.
So Craig,
that's a challenge right there.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Craig, you said you're going to Fulton. Are you going on Friday for the weekend and staying out for Super Dirt Week, or are you just going Saturday for the day, or are you going back and forth?
So I'm just going Saturday for the day.
And then you're going back and then coming back later in the week.
I believe we'll leave on Wednesday morning for Dirt Week.
Nice. Because I know a lot of people will go to Fulton on Friday, camp the weekend, and then they go right to get in line from Fulton and make it basically make it into a week and a half Super Dirt Week.
Yeah, I'd love to do that, but I think I'm going to come back home for a couple of days.
Yeah. So you've been busy with your website and stuff. How many drivers and tracks do you have now?
There's 5 tracks, about 35 drivers, and then a bunch of small business sites as well.
Yeah. That's a lot.
Yeah, I know. Let's see.
You're right. You can't go to Eastern States.
Yes, he can. Everybody's done by then.
A good year, and we also got some new stuff coming too here. I just signed on as a official dealer for Arizona Sportswear.
Yeah.
So we're doing the T-shirts for the drivers as well.
Nice.
So you definitely got a nice little deal going there.
Yeah.
Now I'm assuming
it's been really good. I'm pretty excited about what lays ahead.
I'm assuming that's your job, right? You don't have a full-time job besides this, right? That is your job, correct?
No, this has been full-time for just over a year now.
Okay. That's what I thought.
I remember talking to you one time up at Can-Am, discussing you'd like to do it full-time, and now you got it. I don't know how you couldn't have I don't know how you could have a job with what you do, because
that's what I was
must
trying to figure out.
I mean, I get 15 press releases a day for about 4 days here at the beginning of the week.
I try to do everything by Wednesdays. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesdays is pretty busy doing press releases, and then the rest of the week is kind of working on new stuff.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'll get more power to you, man, because I said, I've done one website before, and it's a pain in the butt.
I can relate to that too.
Yeah.
You can be sometimes, but this is what I love to do. I love being around racing. I've always said since I was young that I wanted to do this full time in some capacity, and I'm pretty fortunate to find a way to do that.
Yeah, absolutely. You do a good job too. I see.
Next week, we're leading up into Super Dirt Week, where I'm going to be unveiling a new Finish Line web design website as well. We're going to relaunch the website.
Nice.
What day you launching that?
I'm not 100% sure yet, but it's definitely going to be before next Friday.
Oh, you see that? See that, Mike?
Mm-hmm.
It's not going to be on our show.
Nope.
I know.
I won't be on the show next week either.
We could have given you an outlet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You said during Super Dirt Week?
Might be done by next Thursday. It's definitely going to be done before Super Dirt Week. I'm not sure what day exactly the launch is going to be, but we're shooting definitely before Super Dirt Week.
Oh, before. I was thinking, you were going to hang on to it, and then everybody was there,
and
you're
then launch it.
Big reveal.
Right. That's what I thought
Super
too.
Dirt Week, and you could
have done it on Friday at the show on our show.
Yeah, maybe we can do something like that.
He's open to ideas, except for Eastern states. Sorry, Craig, I can't pass up Josh and I a little bit here when I get a chance.
Oh, no problem at all.
It was great. It was great seeing Craig. He came down for the Victoria race.
Yeah, the
Utica-Rome
Utica-Rome
event. Yep, he was there with us hanging out, and it was a good time.
That's where 3 of the 4 of us met him for the first time.
Yeah,
Mike was the only one who knew him and didn't know it.
I'm fortunate. I've known Craig for a while now. I can't remember where we met. Probably Mohawk or one of those places up there in the North or Can-Am, one or the other. I'm sure at some point.
Or Cornwall or Brockville.
Well, I haven't been to Cornwall in I don't even remember.
5-6 years?
No, longer than that. I mean, as long as I've been at Utica-Rome.
That was the year that we went there together, and that was the year that Tarbell went through the front stretch wall.
Wasn't that the year that I saw a picture that who posted it? I can't remember. Rick at the races posted a picture of the two Packer trucks or tow trucks running into each other. Yeah. I was there for that. I remember that. I remember laughing in the stands when that happened.
Yeah.
So I think that was the last time. Yeah, that was the last time I was there up at Cornwall. Because I mean, once you start working on Sundays, you don't get that chance, So
yeah, that's going back a few years then.
Oh yeah, it's been a while. I've been through Cornwall 1,000 times, going to Quebec or whatever. But
as you shot, Craig, turn the tables on him.
Yeah,
I've never been there.
You're missing out, dude. It's a neat place.
You got to start sending him messages about when he's going to start.
I'd love to go.
Cornwall or something.
It's not allowed.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Cornwall is a really nice track too. It's Ron Moore in there owns it. And he takes really good care of the place.
Yeah, if you haven't been there, I do suggest taking a gander up to the place. It's a quarter mile. It's tight. It is. I used to love the Super Dirt Series races there. They were second to none. You put 35 cars on that track, and whoo, hang on.
Anytime I've seen a video from that place, it looks like my kind of track. I love the little bull rings.
You'd love to see midgets there. That would be your kind of
an awesome
track. I know.
Last year, the year before, they had a 125 lap race, and they ran the whole thing caution free on a track like that.
It's crazy, isn't it? 125 laps on a bull ring.
That's impressive.
Yep.
Caution free.
That is impressive.
What day you get into town during Dirt Week?
Wednesday.
I'm going to be down on Wednesday, I believe, at Dirt Week.
Wednesday? Well,
He'll be there long before you, Chris.
Yeah, no doubt.
Craig, do you camp right at the fairgrounds?
I think that's what the plan is. I wasn't sure what I was going to do up until a couple of days ago, but I think one of the sportsman teams are coming down, and they're going to set up camp, and I'm going to stay with them, I believe.
Do you know where they are?
What's that?
Do you know where they camp?
Last year they were... I'm not really sure of the location.
Listen, Craig, if you need a couch or anything, There's one open at my house. It's the Mallet Motel that week. So
thanks, Mike. I do appreciate the offer. I think I'm going to have a campsite at the fair.
All right. As long as you got something, I want to make sure you're okay.
Well,
that was all, you know.
Make sure you come by my campsite and say hello. I always camp right directly behind the infield restrooms and bar.
Okay.
He doesn't have far to he doesn't have far to stumble.
I think the parties there. It'd be by the infield bar this year, isn't it?
Yeah, the Wago.
The Wago. The Wago.
They're doing the big wheel races over there and everything else.
The big wheel race is gonna be on the pavement, I guess.
Yep. So.
Yeah, I'm sure I'll find my way over there this year.
Yeah, we'll see you. We'll see you.
Just look for it's an old beer ball and it's painted with Super CD. and it's got a light in it. It'll be way up above our camper. Just look for the Super CD light. You'll find me.
Oh my God.
It's not my light.
Sounds good.
All right, Craig. Well, hey, man, thanks for coming on.
Appreciate you coming on, man.
Yep.
Yeah.
No problem. We'll see you in a couple weeks.
All right, man. We'll see you
later.
Yep.
So, again, Craig Revelle filling in there as we...
Want me to go try Bobby again?
Let's see if we can get Bobby Varin one more time. You don't know with him. He's got so much with work.
No, he never answers the phone.
Yeah, I called him. He rang. He answered. Well, he probably didn't know my number. That's why. So, he answered right away the other night, and I said, all right, we'll talk to you Thursday about 8:15 or so, and... hopefully we'll get him here. If not,
we're already at 8:30. I mean,
man,
we're right at the top end of it anyway.
Whew.
And we've covered pretty much everything we wanted to cover.
We've hammered
too.
everything. We even talked NASCAR for a little bit.
Can you believe it?
No, can't.
So I guess now the
has the drama died down over there in the live chat? They're still going at it.
At one point, Slover said something to the effect to Posty, basically go eat your cupcakes, which I thought was entertaining.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with a good cupcake. Just saying. I haven't eaten one in a long time, but I do enjoy cupcakes, especially the Orange Hostess ones. Those are the best. Hey, I think John got him because I can hear him yelling out there in the hallway.
Yeah, he's so subtle.
So what do you think, Super Dirt Week?
I'm looking forward to it. Yeah,
it's going to be fun.
We got to figure out who we're going to try to get. I guess Friday's
triple 20
sounds like
winners.
Pretty much a done deal. We're going to try and get the triple 20 winners. Saturday,
hopefully
morning,
try to get the pole front row for the 358 race,
and then we'll do a post race show.
Post race, hopefully top 3
and
there.
Then we're going to do probably 45-minute post race. Then from there we're going to Rolling Wheels.
Yep. Try to do something at the wheel. We'll see how
I don't know how it's going to go.
That one's on the fence.
We're going to be at Rolling Wheels.
Right. Now we're just working on
to what effect, I don't know.
What we can do, or that's the question. What we can do there. Then definitely Sunday we'll be on Sunday morning, and we'll get times and we'll make all that official here in the next couple weeks. But again, the post race stuff all depends on what time everything gets done. We can't control. I can't control the time.
You can't?
I can't. The time that we get done, I can't control that.
What the hell?
I know.
That's ridiculous.
It's not up to me, man. That's not up to me.
I thought you controlled everything.
No, well, I do control a lot, but just not that. Well, joining us on the line now from Sharon Springs, New York, the second place finisher in the Freedom 76, drove in the 19 car. It's Bobby Varin. Bobby, thanks for coming on the show.
Hey, it's good to be on the show.
Oh,
for the record 5th time.
Is he a 5 times?
This is 5th time.
And you've had quite the last couple of weeks. Picked up the $5,000 win night before the New Yorker win, and now a second place finish in the Sixer. I know you wanted that one bad there, and you had the lead late, and Jeff just kind of used that home track advantage to his advantage.
Yeah, he did. He was smarter. He ran a smarter line than I did. He kind of knew what the track was going to do, and as soon as he picked up on it, it was a matter of just seconds, and he was by me.
How good did it feel, though, to go down there and run as well as you did in that car?
Especially in a strange car.
Yeah.
Well, it's a good car, and it's the same kind of car that we run up here, so really adjusting to the car was no big deal. And Tom's a great guy, We had a lot of fun doing it, and we really didn't change the car that much, just went out and had a good time and raced the wheels off that thing, though, I'll tell you.
You were there with Strunk. I mean, I'll tell you, it was awesome to watch.
It was a fun race to watch.
It was fun to watch from the stands. I don't know what it's like in the car when you're racing side by side like that. I know, you finish second. That's not where you want to finish, but it's still got to be fun when you're racing like that for the lead.
Oh, yeah, it was a blast, and the heat was coming on the backside of me, too. Decker was all over the back of me. He came out of nowhere.
He did. He was coming. He was coming at the very end.
Oh, yeah.
I was probably right in the spot that you didn't want to be, Till the checkered fell, because even if you get held up in traffic a little bit, Decker was right there to take advantage, and, heck, we were almost 3 wide coming out of turn 4 there for the lead.
Yeah.
Traffic.
Yep.
Yeah, that was. It was. I can't. I mean, it's hard to even describe to people that weren't there how good of a race it was because it was.
And you can watch the highlights on Gary Silverman's productions there on YouTube or whatever, or on Facebook. He posted the highlights of the race, but the highlights don't even give you all of it. It just gives you a taste of it because the whole race was it was a fantastic race.
Yeah.
And
Jeff and I, we raced side by side for a lot of laps. I'm not going to say there wasn't any contact, but it was minimal. And when you're running door to door like that, and kind of cranking it up with each other and going for the lead, he didn't want to leave me an inch, and I didn't want to leave him one. So we crossed paths a couple of times. But I'll tell you, I was on the edge of my seat in there. Just trying to dig deep and give it everything he got and try and run a smart race. But he did a fantastic job to come out on top like that, even getting through the traffic. So
and
it's a home track advantage,
Yeah,
getting around the outside and where some of those other cars were going to run,
You definitely got to have respect for you guys. I mean, the two of you, all you guys raced side by side.
Yeah.
Like you said, there was some grinding going on there.
There was some bumping, and nobody lost their cool.
No, nobody got crazy or anything. And considering it paid 50 for first and 11 for second, $39,000 drop.
Yeah,
all of us going into that race, we all thought it was going to be
all hell break loose at the end of that race.
Oh yeah. So Bobby, we'll change things up here a little bit. How excited are you to get back on the mile and to drive for Dover Dave?
Well, it's kind of special to be able to go up there and kind of give him a little taste of where they were back in the early 70s, They've dabbled with going back to Syracuse and here and there, and I just thought that this would be a great opportunity for us to go up there and have him go out in style. He's a first-class car owner, and he's still going to be around. It's not like he's going to go away, and I'm sure he's still going to help me a little bit, but he's retiring as being a car owner at the end of this season.
What are your plans after Super Dirt Week to run with Dover Dave? Is that it? Is that the last hurrah in terms of him being a car owner? Are you guys going to try to go to Eastern States together, or is there some other things on the agenda, or is that it?
We don't even talk about it. It's whatever we decide to do. He calls me up all the time. Hey, Bob, what do you think about this? Or, whatever. And, going to some of these other racetracks. And, of course, I'm always on board with it. So, you never know what could happen. We might decide to run some of the races after Super Dirt Week. I'm not sure.
Is it bittersweet? You're pumped up, ramped up to go to Super Dirt Week, with Dover Dave. And then considering all the success you guys have had together, but knowing that his car owner days are coming to an end?
No, not at all. I've known it was been talked about for a long time, and I've got the utmost respect for that man. So whatever he says goes. It's all his decision, and we've got a pretty unique relationship. Probably not too many racers have the type of relationship as car owner driver as I do. We maintain the cars and keep them right here up in Sharon Springs. So it's a different kind of relationship than what you normally see.
I can tell you the funniest thing that happened. I won't get into all the details. The funniest thing I saw him do though is you won a race at Fun, and I was standing down there in Victory Lane, and something happened in the race, and you were upset. You got put back a spot. And he came down. He's like, "Hey, shut up! You won the race. Smile." And I just thought that was funny. The way he's just so funny the way he says things. And I love talking to Dave. He's always at Utica-Rome, Dave Cruikshank, and he's always up in the tower. And I love seeing his face, especially when you run a sprint car. He's always real excited to watch you do that.
Yeah, he loves them sprint cars. I'll tell you, he lights right up. He gets all excited, and to be able to go out and run with the ESS the way that we have, he's helped out with the sprint car effort, so that's been real exciting for him.
What can you tell us about the cars that you're getting ready for Super Dirt Week?
They're the cars that we've ran all season long. So, this isn't a full-fledged, all-out assault on the 40 mile with 2 brand-new cars and 2 brand-new engines.
Right.
We've got a great small block piece that Tom Cullen has offered up for the small block car, and we put that into the 00 car that we were running throughout the season.
Yeah.
And we're freshening up the car, new axles, new U-joints, new drive flanges. We repack the wheel bearings, go through every single nut and bolt, and change the Heinz out, and freshen up the shocks, and do everything that we need to do to prepare to be 100%. But everything is not brand new.
Right, okay. I kind of assumed that, but, I figured to ask just to clarify in case anybody wondered.
Now, I got a question.
We're kind of doing the Syracuse budget plan.
If there is such a thing.
Yeah, I know, right?
Now, are you going to go through tech on Tuesday and Wednesday with sail panels on the car? You're going to try to sneak those through?
That would be interesting at the mile. Sail panels on modified. I don't even know if it would work, but it'd be interesting.
It would be.
I got to pick on you every chance I get with the sail panels, just considering, the last race.
There's no picking there.
Man, it has been, you've been incredible. We didn't get a chance to chat with you after the.
Give me a believer. What can I say?
I know. You only had to win. You had to win 9 races in a row with them in about $40,000. I mean, man.
Well, I'm a hard head. I don't know. You're starting to work on me.
I got to bring it up. It's amazing. And how special was it to win that last race at Utica-Rome? I know you were probably chomping at the bit when it rained out on Saturday.
He was the first person to be really pissed off that it rained out on Saturday.
Yeah, it's a bummer. That's one of my favorite races for obvious reasons. So, it was kind of a bummer not to be able to go out and run that show because our car just gets going right around lap 40. So that's normally when we seem to be starting to move. So it makes it tough in the 50 lapper, but starting on the pole helped. So
yeah, I watched in that 50 lapper. You faded a little bit, and then as soon as the track got slick, it's like, all right, here comes Bobby. You look at Bobby. Yep, here we go. And as you look at your lap times and your speed, and you start gaining and gaining and gaining, and bam, you're by him.
Is that a case where everybody else is dropping off and you aren't?
Well, I don't really know what the secret is. All I know is, I guess, how the car is supposed to feel at that point, so.
Yeah. So, Bobby, I know you and I and Mike, we all talked in the hauler Saturday after the Sixer about this coming weekend, and you weren't 100% sure what was going on. You were trying to put something together with Andy. I've read on Dirt Track Digest today that sounds like you're going to Accord with his car tomorrow.
Yes, we are. We're going down to, they put the sail panels on. I saw the car with the sail panels today, speaking of sail panels. But they pulled it out today, so I definitely know that we're going. I've been so busy trying to get the Syracuse stuff ready that I haven't had time to go up and work on their stuff. So they got a good bunch of guys, and I'm sure they're going to get it all together.
So what about Saturday and Sunday? Because I know, again, you weren't sure as of last Saturday.
Well, I suppose it all depends on what happens Friday night. Saturday, I'm pretty sure we'll be at Fonda with one of Andy's cars, and then depending on what happens Saturday, we'll probably be back Sunday. But, I don't want to make any promises because, time is tight, and we're planning on running all 3 nights with the same basic car. So we got to keep everything together.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, I'm looking forward to this weekend.
Yeah, me too.
I'm sure everybody else out there is too. And
I'll be making my first trek of the year to Fonda Speedway.
Yeah, it'll be my third. So,
well, in your face.
Yeah,
John.
Yeah, I know. 3 times. Yeah. All right, Bobby. We want to say thanks for coming on, man. And it's always good to have you here again. And congrats on that second place run. I'll tell you,
it wasn't a win, but it was a great show to watch.
You made us New York fans proud by passing Jeff Strunk and nearly holding them off there. I know the folks I was sitting with, I was arguing with the Grandview fans, so it was a good time. We had fun, and again, thanks for coming on the show.
All right, anytime, guys.
All right, Bobby. See you this
Bobby
weekend,
Varin,
man.
So we'll see him this weekend, hopefully at the Fonda Speedway.
Yep. I'm excited. My first Fonda trip of the year.
Can't believe you. Well, I
don't think I've ever gone a year in my life where I didn't get to Fonda at least once.
I could probably say
and
that too.
I was this close to not going this weekend.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I got done. What was I there for? I was there for the ESS night, and I was there for the All-Stars. So I've been there, sprint cars. And there's sprint cars on Saturday, too. Shocker. But I'm actually...
Yeah, that's right. You guys are running Saturday.
Yeah, I'm working all weekend, though. I'm going to help out Josh on Sunday. So...
I'm looking forward to it. I have I can't believe it's been over a year. The
Yep.
last time I was there was when I rode with you the day you picked up your boards from Bob.
Yeah,
that was the show that was the off week after the fair.
Right. Yep.
But before the McDonald's weekend.
Right.
Because I didn't go to McDonald's weekend last year.
Right. Well, it'll be fun.
So it's been literally 300 and... How many weeks are in a year?
Yep. Well,
52. It's been 53 weeks since I've been there.
We have cracked an hour and a half.
Yep, we just went past an hour and a half, and we got 5 guests in.
What time is it?
Impressive.
Does anybody have 9 o'clock. Does anybody out there, any of my listeners, please tell me an NFL score, please?
He's a Giants fan.
Yes.
This freaking game is on the NFL Network.
Yeah, let's let that
which
go.
Time Warner doesn't.
Yeah, I know.
Carry.
I had to listen to this on the way out. He's like, on a more serious note.
Yeah,
you get to listen. Right. Where are we going to watch the football game?
That's right. Absolutely.
So,
somebody give me a score, please.
So what do we got? What do you think, Chris?
7-0 Giants lead.
Yes.
Hope that was a touchdown pass to Victor Cruz.
Yeah,
I got him on my fantasy team.
I was thinking the same thing. I'm hoping that's not a touchdown pass to Victor Cruz.
Oh yeah, I hope it's not.
I'm not playing against him.
You gotta love fantasy football. So
I know Hicks isn't playing tonight.
No. We also got the score from Craig Revelle. He updated us. In Canada, the score is actually 6.5-0.
Oh, they don't.
It's the exchange rate.
Okay. Got to bust on Craig a little bit. What do you think? We gonna put a bow on this one?
Yeah, I think we've pretty much covered everything. That
you want a fantasy league update?
Yeah, why not?
Since I finally got all the.
You always forget,
together.
Chris. You always forget the fantasy league update, and so do I.
That's because his team stinks.
No, I was just thinking that I didn't really need to add another 20 minutes to the show.
Oh, hey, we talked about derbies for frickin' 10 minutes. What the hell?
Oh, touche. You guys gonna fight? Because I can record that. It'll be entertaining.
Somebody on here actually posted later, and I wasn't going to bring it up, but now he's
going to give it to you.
Now they wanted to know if you paid for that haircut.
Nope.
I didn't. Well, there you go.
Actually, it did cost me $20.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't pay for haircuts.
That's because you don't have any freaking hair. Whoever's complaining about my haircut is probably somebody that's pissed off because they don't have hair to cut. Oh well, sucks to be you.
No, I know that.
Yeah, you don't have very much.
That's because it's cut short.
Oh, give me a break.
It does grow.
Read your update.
Standings as of today, everything is finally caught up. It's through race 101, which was Saturday through the Sixer. Sandman is the overall point leader. I am not the point leader now, just so you guys know.
That's good, because I would have been mad if you won.
You've been breaking my balls all summer.
Decided to correct the math and put yourself in second by 1 point.
Yeah.
I've actually dropped to third.
Where am I?
You are 7th.
Oh, man.
Sandman leads. Mud Buses, that's Dusty Heastan. He's second. I'm third. Anita Lickasnatch is fourth. Beavers. Stop it. Beavers Dream Team is fifth. Mike, you're seventh. Smashed Empire Films, Chris, is 8th.
What the hell?
The team that started late.
Yeah, missed 5 races.
Let's see. Twin 20s, that's Mr. Tiff. He is 10th. Zupin, Big Orange 61, is 13th. My other team, Dick Dragon 1, is 17th. 31st Lap Show team is 22nd.
That's not bad. Not bad.
Not bad at all.
First Celebrity Driver is Brian Weaver Dreams team. He is 28th.
Wow, the dream.
Look at that.
Helped himself.
28th.
Did he pick himself?
Oh, of course he did.
Okay, I was just making sure.
Of course he did. Rich's team, Outside Groove Racing, he's 38th.
Who's in 31st?
Dino is Lucas Oil ESS. He's 47th.
Ooh, he took it.
Right now, 31st is Chips Ahoy.
Chips Ahoy.
Ooh, I got some of those at home. I
love Chips Ahoy.
Yeah, don't we all?
Yes.
I think we ate, 3 cases of those on the way out to Ohio?
My old man isn't a big fan. He likes Oreos and stuff. But ananyway, Danny Varin, next Celebrity Driver, is 56th. Bobby's team, Bobby Varin, is 62nd. And then Chris's other team, Imperial Death March, that's his really crappy team.
Not doing well.
He's 78th.
Not last.
Not last.
He's not last. And then the
not
finals,
first.
No.
Our final Celebrity Driver, Jeremiah Shingledecker, is buried in 108th out of 110 teams.
Hey, he's not last.
No, he's not. Big Tom 14
He's
is
not
last.
on the lead lap, but he's not last.
No, he's about 4 laps down.
Yeah, so. All right. Well, that'll do the fantasy
update. We finally got it updated with the new software program. Everybody's been on my case because it hasn't been updated. I finally got the proper software to keep the website updated, so I should be able to stay on top of this daily like I try to do normally with the software that I have now, as long as the computer doesn't crash again.
That's the theory.
That's the theory, yeah.
Keep her off the fence.
We're
Keep her
headed right
side
into.
up.
We got another race tomorrow at Accord on the schedule, and then there's a bunch of races.
50 of them from here.
Saturday.
Good luck.
There's a bunch of races. We got Mercer.
The fantasy season is longer than the hockey season. That's not going to happen.
Oh, there's going to be no hockey season.
There's a pair of races this week.
I'm happy.
Mercer, a pair of races at Fonda. You got Accord. There's
as an AHL fan.
Brighton. You got this race at Brighton. There's a ton of races this weekend. So
there we go. What do you think?
It's all good.
Time to roll out.
Roll out. Peace. Whatever. I don't know what you say at the end. Peace. See you, homies. I don't know.
Say schlong.
Keep it wing side up. I like that one once in a while.
Wing side up.
Yeah. Don't want to put the wing side down because that's bad.
You don't want to be looking at the wheels.
No.
Thanks. That's going to do it for this edition of the 31st Lab. It's great having you along. For Mike Mallett, John Bomas, Rich Post, who was helping out in the chat rooms. That is it. Thanks so much for hanging out with us. And we're going to see you right back here next week on the 31st Lab.
www.fingerlakes1.com